KELOLAND on the go, with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
A Pier woman is headed to federal prison for killing her mother on Christmas Eve.
A judge sentenced 25-year-old Melania Fasthorse to 13 years behind bars, followed by 3 years of supervised release. Fasthorse says she was at her mother's home in Wakpala last December when there was a sudden quarrel, and she stabbed Jess LaPointe several times in the chest.
In a plea agreement, Fasthorse admitted to voluntary manslaughter, and a second-degree murder charge was dismissed.
South Dakota Attorney General Marty Jackley has shared information about what he describes as a riot on the state penitentiary's campus late last month.
All told, 24 inmates face charges for what took place on May 27th. Jackley says most of the 40 inmates involved are affiliated with gangs.
At 1:14 p.m. and then again at about 1:15 p.m., the calls came out regarding fights. Right away, the reports would indicate serious weapons, stabbings occurring in various locations, and a lot of inmates. Our investigation showed it was a total involved 40 inmates, so it was significant. It was brought under control quickly.
Jackley says 4 inmates had to go to the hospital because of injuries they suffered.
You can find the list of inmates facing charges and their mugshots on KELOLAND.com.
There are also criminal charges in connection with 2 recent deaths at the state penitentiary.
One of the suspects is accused of sneaking drugs into the prison. The other suspect is an inmate already serving time for another crime.
A grand jury agreed and indicted 21-year-old Manarian Fuse on 1 count of distribution of a controlled substance that resulted in death. He's accused of giving K2 to another who died.
Authorities say 49-year-old Malibu Ross smuggled methamphetamine and cocaine into the prison on May 14th. The following day, the inmate she visited died of an overdose. Agents arrested Ross on Monday.
The DCI is currently investigating 2 other overdose deaths at the prison.
So at this point in time, these are the charges. With respect to overdose deaths, I know that the public is generally aware there are 2 additional overdose deaths that we are investigating.
Jackley says charges could be coming in those cases, but not until the investigations are complete.
Well, now let's get a check on our weather with meteorologist Scott Munt. Good morning, Scott.
Well, good morning, Summer. Good morning, everybody. Scattered showers, thunderstorms this morning, some which had some heavy rainfall with them. Parts of eastern, northeastern South Dakota. We'll continue to follow those as they move to the northeast. We still may see some late morning redevelopment of some stronger showers, thunderstorms in southeastern KELOLAND for the late morning hours. The early part of the afternoon, I think, will be quiet, and then we'll watch for redeveloping thunderstorms late this afternoon and evening in southeastern KELOLAND, some which may become strong to severe. And Brian will have more details on your forecast coming up.
Scott, there's a new way for people to see the Steel District.
It's through the camera lens of Paul Schiller. He believes that the area has changed drastically in the past few years, with one thing in particular adding to its complexity.
I think the one thing that's really changed the look of the river here and in this whole area of downtown is when we installed the Arc of Dreams, which added a whole nother dimension when it came to look.
Schiller took a picture 5 years ago and then another in the same place to show how the skyline has changed.
Storyland Children's Theater is back at McKinnon Park in Sioux Falls for another summer of free performances.
Every Tuesday through Thursday for 7 consecutive weeks, hundreds of kids pack the band shell to watch actors from Sioux Falls Parks and Recreation put on an original show.
Storyland is the best. So we have 30-some years of being at McKinnon Park, and the audiences, they keep coming. We have daycares, we have families, we have so many people coming from Sioux Falls, but also like T and Parker and Harrisburg. Every day, always fun, hundreds of kids in the park.
Storyland Children's Theater is performing Snow White and the 3 Bears this week and will return to the stage at 10 a.m. today and tomorrow.
We provided a link with a complete summer schedule under this story on KELOLAND.com.
That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get another check of your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, watching those skies today. Showers and thunderstorms have been around, and there's more coming. You can see an area of low pressure that's developing in southwestern South Dakota. We've had a pretty decent segment, if you will, here from northwest South Dakota, right through the Mobridge area and over to Aberdeen. And then the main focus is this warm front here, draped across northern Nebraska, and it'll likely get into the far southern part of South Dakota and then effectively stall. So the main concern is, do we get thunderstorms to erupt near that boundary? And if they do, can that produce some really hefty rainfall rates? And obviously that's something that's potentially there. So far, as of 7 this morning, the last 24 hours, it's kind of a hodgepodge of rain. You've got some segments that run northwest of Rapid City. You got Phillip there, about 1/3 of an inch. Now Faith is getting closer to an inch of rain. Aberdeen, another 1/2 inch of rain, but it's heavier just south of you. And then the Sioux Falls Airport, about 600ths, but that number too is subject to some big changes. So Futurecast today, we kind of outlined some of these pockets of rain. Again, I would anticipate there's more redevelopment on the way. And again, the finer details of what this looks like late in the afternoon, there are some indicators that would suggest this zone south of Sioux Falls could be more active with severe weather. That's the consensus from the Storm Prediction Center as well, highlighting I-90 south, as temperatures should be quite a bit warmer toward Elk Point and Sioux City, likely in the low to mid 80s here. Now, bottom line is tonight, showers, thunderstorms are still around our region. The concentration should still be heaviest in the south. And again, the main danger here is that we end up with some swaths of 2 to 4 inches of rainfall here. And that, if that occurs, obviously it's going to create some local runoff issues for time. But going into this, there are a fair number of us that are still drier than normal. We're running these deficits from the year so far, so you kind of have to balance it all out. Tomorrow we see a break in the action, and then probably looking at a heat wave building as we get into Friday and Saturday. 90-degree weather is coming back at us, and also some high humidity, especially on Saturday in most of our region. Mixed bag today of upper 70s, low 80s. It looks like coolest weather around Watertown and Sisseton, upper 60s to low 70s today. That rain chance is going to run us right through tomorrow, at least the first half of the day. And then there's the heat. We get to Saturday, we park at 90. Now, I do want to let you know that the risk of some severe weather is on the table for Friday night and again, maybe Saturday night. The Northeast, the North Central, so Mobridge, Pierre, Aberdeen, we're going to keep an eye on all of that. And some of those factors could even bleed into Sioux Falls, but that would be probably more so Saturday night. So with the concoction of all the heat and humidity, we do have to be at least aware that we could get some rough weather if those storms do develop. Here in central South Dakota, we've cranked up the mercury there to 93 on Friday. Saturday becomes more of an issue on where that front sits. And east of the front, it's definitely going to be hot. I think Rapid City will also get hot, getting into Friday and even Saturday with lots of 90-degree weather. Check out more details online at KELOLAND.com.